My name is Sian Proctor, and I have a confession to make. I am a travelholic. Traveling is my #1 hobby. I have a goal of trying to get to 100 countries before I die. I love traveling so much that I even have a bracelet on my wrist with all the countries in the order that I've traveled to them. So when I learned about the Camino de Santiago, a 500-mile hike across northern Spain from watching the movie The Way, I knew that I had to go and do this. But my issue is that I've always been a group traveler. I've never traveled solo. I actually had fears about traveling solo. But I realized that technology could set me free, that I could use my iPhone to get over my fears. For example, my first fear was just not being in contact with individuals. So I invested in an international data plan and global texting, and this not only enabled me to stay in contact with my family and friends, including my mother, who called me a couple of times while I was on the way, but it also enabled me to blog about my experience using the WordPress app and to be able to connect with social media such as Facebook and Twitter. I also had a fear of just being lost out in the middle of nowhere. The goal of the Camino is to follow the symbol across countrysides and through towns and villages all the way to Santiago de Compostela, the resting place of St. James. But with my phone and GPS technology, I always knew where I was. Another fear I had was simply not knowing any Spanish. So I added the Spanish translation app to my phone, which came in handy when I went on a date with a guy who only spoke Spanish, and we just passed the phone back and forth to each other over dinner. So what's amazing about hiking the Camino de Santiago is you're never really alone. You run into all kinds of people along the way. And I worried about where I was going to stay. But they had these youth-like hostels where they ranged from big modern buildings to small little churches. But the one thing that they all had in common is that they loved to stuff people into them. I mean, really stuff people into them. And as a result, they had an issue with a little thing called bed bugs. I called it the Camino lottery, the one lottery you didn't want to win. But with my phone, I was able to actually book some single rooms along the way, and I actually found this beautiful lighthouse at the end of the Camino where I got to stay. It only had 3 rooms, but I booked it with my phone. So that was a great find for me. So people hike the Camino de Santiago for a reason. For me, I was 42 years old, I had never been married, no kids, and I needed to figure things out. And what I realized is that if you're open to the experience, you're going to see beauty and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you can find on the Camino. But you have to be open to the experience. And for me, that really meant being open to all the individuals I was going to meet along the way, because I'm an introvert by nature. And so what I had to do was embrace the experience. And as a result, I met people from around the world. And because I had my phone and my Facebook app, I was able to Facebook friend them, and I'm still friends with them today. And what's great about meeting all these people is that at night you gather for food and wine and amazing conversation, which was perfect for me because my second favorite hobby is food. And so with my phone, I was able to actually document every single delicious meal. And so they have the Pilgrim's meal, which is for 10 euros, you got a 3-course meal and a full bottle of either white or red wine every single night. So it took me 31 days to solo hike the Camino de Santiago. And to all the women out there, I say to you, go solo. It really is a rewarding experience. And if you're hesitant at all, don't worry. You're not really alone. You've got your phone. Thank you.